Hello everyone, welcome to episode 16 of Paranormal Among Us. It's been a little bit since I've had something new on here, but I'm back on track now though. Have a great show lined up today, and I'm very excited about this one. If you are watching this, I am certain that you are interested in the paranormal. But, unlike some of us, my guests today decided to do something about their interest in ghost hunting and start their own group called the Paranormal Trio. They haven't been doing this too long, but they have had some great stories and have compiled some pretty good evidence. Recently, they investigated the Thomas House Hotel in Red Bowling Springs, Tennessee. I chatted with them recently, and they were kind enough to share some of the evidence that they captured. But before we get to that interview, I want to remind everyone watching to please take a second and like and subscribe to this channel. You don't want to miss anything that is coming up later. Also, if you or someone you know has had a paranormal experience, whether it is spotting a ghost, witness something in the sky that you can't explain, or have anything else happen to you that is paranormal, please send me an email with your story at paranormalamongus72@gmail.com. That's paranormalamongus72@gmail.com, and I'll get it on a future episode. Okay, and joining me now is the Paranormal Trio. I have Eleisha Hook, Brandi Connor, and Will Connor. Guys, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
All right. How did you guys get started doing all this?
Am I going to be the speaker?
Yes. Well, you two started this thing.
I don't know. Back in the day, we used to watch the paranormal TV shows on TV. And then we started watching TikTok a lot more and started watching some of the creators on there. So you kind of get to see it more up close and firsthand that way. And then it was kind of like, well, we can try it and see how we feel about it and see if it's something for us or not. And that was back in February of this year, and we just kind of went from there.
Have you guys always been interested in this? What was that, Will? Sorry.
I said I was the one that was a big skeptic until certain things started happening to me, and then I got real into it.
Let's talk about that for a second. What happened to you that made you believe in this stuff?
Well, we went to old Greene County Jail in Greene County here in Tennessee, and the stories we heard was that how haunted it was. So we went there for our very first, I guess you say, big investigation. And I was upstairs in a cell doing Estes, and I got poked in the shoulder. And I was the only one in the cell. And that kind of got me believing. But the big thing that happened to me was we were at a cemetery here in Maryville, and I ended up getting sick to my stomach and got scratched on my back. And there was a scratch on my back in the shape of a pitchfork. So that right there kind of got me thinking, got me going.
Yeah, getting marked like that would be kind of crazy. Brandi and Eleisha, what about you guys?
I believed in that going in. I've always thought that there was a possibility of ghosts. I never personally experienced anything myself before we started doing this. But I always believed it was possible. So I didn't have to go in being proved that it's real, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Eleisha?
Yeah.
Well, I feel the same way. I've always believed in it. Mm-hmm. But once you start doing it for yourself and see it, it's a whole different experience.
Now, one thing, Brandi and I were kind of texting back and forth for a while now. One thing you mentioned to me is that you guys always make sure that you show that this is real. You're not making stuff up. You're not over exaggerating when things happen like you see on different shows. Why would you not over exaggerate? I get like being freaked out and scared when something falls off a table or anything, like we'll see here in the video here shortly.
I like doing it live because, in my eyes, the folks that are watching us see exactly what we're seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes our lives are 5, 6, 7 hours long. It's just because I don't want, me personally, I don't want people thinking, well, they're on break, they're doing this or doing that. Is this going to be real when they come back on? And this, because I've seen other TikTokers, especially on TikTok, you can tell it's not real, or they're just doing it to get views and this and that. We're just real people, real humble people, and we just like for people to see what we're seeing as we're doing it.
And it helps us too when we're live because people can see stuff that we can't see sometimes. Mm-hmm. Especially when we're recording and we have the green light on, it seems that people who are watching us can see shadows that we can't see, like with our own eyes, and then we can go back and people have taken screenshots of like shadows and stuff.
Yeah, because we had the picture sent to us. We went to the Gaines house in Gainesboro here in Tennessee, and the picture sent to I think it was our Instagram account, and it showed where I was sitting on a box doing Estes, and behind me you could see where the rails of the steps were, a little face coming through the steps or the rails. And then I had black shorts on with black shoes that night. You could also see a pair of what looked like my legs walking past a doorway with black shorts and black shoes on. So that was kind of freaky.
Oh, wow. And you guys are in complete
It's not
darkness.
something we saw either.
Right.
No, we don't use the IR lights. We use it's a light that you can change different colors. But we always film with green because it's muted down, and we always turn it down like 50%. So it's just enough light for people to see us, and we can still see most of our surroundings.
Cool. Okay.
So we're not in total darkness, but using that light makes it pretty dark on us.
Gotcha. All right, so you guys were at the Thomas House Hotel recently. So a little bit of background on that. I did a little bit of research. I don't have much. It was constructed back in 1890 as a resort spa for the elite, and probably the elite ghosts right now. It has witnessed 3 fires, numerous deaths, suspected murderers, accidents, and even at one time home for a cult. So Lord knows what happened, what all was drawn in there. The Thomas House also sits on top of an underground spring and limestone. So those are magnets for spirits as well. It is said to be home of a spirit of a little girl named Sarah.
Yeah.
Did you guys, were you in contact with her when you were there?
We did. And whenever we booked the hotel, we actually booked room 37, which was supposed to be her room. So we had all of our equipment, and that's the room that we were staying in, was in Sarah's room. We had set up some equipment when we first got there, and nothing really went off. We didn't have anything pick up. So it was kind of slow at the start upstairs. But I think after what happened that night, I think there was a reason why she didn't show herself to us. I guess if that makes sense. Or didn't show herself to us in the room. I kind of felt like that was our safe space after we kind of got startled a few times.
Okay, so
just because that's
you
the
do all
first
your videos
location
on TikTok, correct? They're always live on TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put the link to your TikTok video on here, as well as in the show notes at the end of the show here. So I have about 5 clips that I'd like to share with everybody. We're going to start with what you guys did in the living room. You guys had a flashlight going off, and it had a cat ball going off. First of all, explain what the cat ball does.
Am I going to do it?
Yep.
The way the cat ball works is it will only be set off if it's through vibration or something physically touching it. So if someone is up walking around hard enough. I mean, there's been very few times we've set our own equipment off, but I mean, if we do it, we'll be like, oh, that was us. So it has to be through vibration or physically touching it for it to go off for the cat ball.
So, and you'll see in the video that the cat ball isn't anywhere near anybody. It's on the table by itself.
No.
On the with the flashlight. So here is the first video in the living room.
Can you let go?
That looks like somebody standing right there.
Flashlight went off.
Bev says that pink shirt's moved twice. At first she thought no, but it did.
Somebody, Mal said that earlier, and that Paranormies earlier.
Well, I know I took the K2 to it earlier and it didn't do anything. But, well, I guess that wouldn't affect it. That stupid air freshener goes off. So it blows air.
Now you got me sitting here watching the pink shirt. There goes the flashlight again.
Is that what you're doing? Are you telling us to be careful? And the flashlight comes on.
The thing's bright.
I know. Well, I put new batteries in them last week. Okay, whoever's touching the flashlight, can you tell us why? Does anybody know SOS? Are you wanting us to leave? I was a bitch. And I said, do you want us to leave? And that flashlight came on. Are we safe being here?
No.
Is that an SOS? Are you... Can I finish my sentence? Are you a spirit that's not nice, that's touching the flashlight? Look at the K2. Brandi. Did I just say Brandi?
Yeah. Stay.
Okay, I heard that. Why do you want us to stay?
Bev said she thought it said safe.
Okay, you're using the flashlight, and I appreciate that. So can you confirm again that we are safe to stay here?
It said yes, didn't it? No, and that just flashed.
Flashlight.
Okay.
So we don't have anything to be scared of, correct? I mean, okay, well, the flashlight thinks it is.
I mean, I think it's pretty accurate because sometimes when you're under Estes, sometimes you can have a full-on conversation with somebody.
Yeah. So, I mean, we think to us the SB7 is pretty accurate.
Does he know what the SB7 is?
Yeah, because he was asking if we was using SB11.
Oh, no. I don't like the 11 because I don't want dual stations going at the same time. Okay, I'll ask you this. Are we seeing shadows? Can you turn the flashlight on for yes? Are we delirious? Flash for that one.
I mean, it is 10 after 4 in the morning.
It keeps getting
See, there you go.
It's like, yeah. There it goes.
Yeah, like we just hit the lottery or something.
Well, we did, because the flashlight's not went off all night until now. And now it's the cat ball and the flashlight and the K2. When does that happen?
I guess it's Sarah's playtime.
So did you stop using the K2 and the cat ball and just went to the flashlight just now? Or you can go back and touch the cat ball? Is this Sarah? Sarah, this is you. Turn the flashlight on.
So the flashlight thing, that was I have so many questions about that, and they all come together. Did you ever decide if someone who was doing that or what was going on with that?
You want to answer again?
I think we all felt like that it was Sarah playing games with us, because really most of the night we haven't heard or seen or heard much from her until people started coming through the comments talking about Sarah and she liked to play and this and that, and how they were seeing shadow figures walk down the stairs, and then all of a sudden the cat ball and the flashlight started going off, the K2 meter was spiking. We think it was just her playing games with us, and that's how I took it, and I think that's how we all took it once we figured out what was going on with everything going off at the same time the way it was.
And you mentioned in there. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I kind of feel like after the night progressed, and we experienced the things we experienced there, that we've never had any equipment physically thrown or anything like that. So it kind of startled us because it hadn't happened before. So I feel like we didn't get any interaction with Sarah in her room, because after I started thinking about it, I kind of felt like she might have thought that was like our safe space for the night, because we hadn't experienced anything like that yet in our investigations. So I kind of felt like Sarah came downstairs to play for a while to show us that she was down there, and that we would feel more comfortable in the room upstairs.
And I've also heard that, right off the bat, you don't get a whole lot of activity. It could be the spirits are kind of maybe feeling you out to see if you guys are safe, if they want to interact with you guys too. So that could be something too that, later on, and as we see later on in these videos, little tease there, that things do start amping up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's go to the next video, is when you guys are doing the EVP. And have you ever had this happen to you before, where you get breathing or hearing people talk in these?
I've had it happen once when we've been to Old Greene County Jail several times, and I've done an EVP in one of the cells by myself. And then when I played it back and had my wife in there with me, I was like, you could really hear some deep breathing, and it wasn't me, because I'm just not that type of breather, So I can physically tell something was in there with me. And then when I played the EVP back and you heard the breathing, it was just proof that something was in there.
And one thing too that you can't really pick up on camera is the sense that you get. There's going to be you'll have a sense of someone watching you or someone nearby. Just like if you feel somebody standing behind you, you'll sense that, and that really doesn't come across on camera unless you say it. So,
but usually, anytime we feel like something's breathing on us, near us, something is there that makes us feel uncomfortable, then we usually try to say, I think something's behind me, beside me. Is there, do you see anything behind me? Is there something that I can't see? Type thing. And that's what happened at the Thomas house.
Okay. So here's the EVP.
Can you make a loud, audible noise for us?
Can you tell us why you're here?
Can you tell us what year it is for you? Tell us your name. Can you make a loud, audible noise for us?
Can you tell us why you're here? Are you breathing?
Can you tell us what year it is?
That was something breathing.
I don't breathe like that.
No, if it was you breathing like that, you'd have done it the whole time. Can you tell us why you're here? And the REM pod just went off. Look.
Can you tell us what year it is for you?
The K2 and the REM pod.
That was something breathing.
Yeah. Because I thought it was you for a minute. I was like, that's you, but it's not. Because
I've been breathing like it the whole time.
I know.
That's what I said. It wasn't
That's
you
why I
breathing,
was like,
or it would have
"What
done
do you-"
that each time you talked.
Thank you.
Well said. Brandi felt breathing on her shirt earlier.
Yeah. Like it felt like somebody was standing behind me just breathing on me.
And that was the same spot.
Wow. Somebody breathing down your neck. And there was nobody behind you.
No. It was pretty creepy. I mean, my husband had walked over there, Will, had walked over there at one point, and he was standing like beside me when I was under Estes. And that's when I felt somebody breathing on me. And he was standing beside me for a good 10, 15 seconds or so. And I never felt anybody standing beside me. And when I went back and watched some of the footage, I was like, I wonder if I never felt it because he was familiar to me. Mm-hmm. Like he didn't feel like he shouldn't be there. So I don't know if that's why I didn't pick up on him being beside me at one point, but I could feel something behind me watching me and then something breathing on my neck.
After an investigation, when you go back and look at the footage, how long do you take to look at it? I mean, you see on some of these on TV shows where you see barely see an orb coming through the screen. And if you're watching at a regular speed, you don't notice that.
Yeah. Luckily, we've had a lot of people point out to us, hey, we just saw an orb. Or, we see a shadow behind you. Or, whatever it is. So, like, when we go back and watch the footage, it doesn't show comments to us on the screen when we go and do the playback from there. Mm-hmm. So we don't physically see what everybody says, but we can obviously hear us responding to their comments. So a lot of times that helps us be like, okay, well, I should be looking for something through here and see if I see it. And then if I see it, then that's great. And then if I don't see it, I'm kind of like, well, maybe it was a bug.
And she'll spend hours upon hours researching each one of these videos we've done, our lives, and it might take her a whole day before she's come up and with something to show me and Eleisha what we didn't originally see before. So she spends a lot of hours of watching videos upon videos.
But that's fun work, though. I would enjoy doing that too.
It is. What's funny though is like going back and watching it and seeing our reactions and us talking, and so I mean it's pretty comical going back and watching it and then seeing the evidence. But
Okay, so the next video that you sent me was in a dark hallway. A lot of things happened on this one that I saw. You guys smelled some perfume. But you later said that was an air freshener, possibly, correct?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes and no. That I found the air freshener because I don't know what video she sent you, but when you walk in the room, it's a sitting area, and then directly to the right of that room leads into the actual bedroom part. And I just happened to look in there, and there was an air freshener sitting there, but it wasn't the same scent as what we smelled when we first walked in there. So I still feel like there was I told her the other night, I could feel like there was an older lady, maybe Victorian dress, top hair up, in that doorway of the bedroom watching us. That's just what I felt.
Really? Okay.
Is that kind of how you felt whenever, because we went back up there after that whole incident, and I was wondering if you felt the same thing when we went back. We went back in that room, we had all the lights turned on in the hallway. And usually I'm like, no, we're keeping it dark. And I'm like, nope, I'm not going back down that hallway until the lights come on and there's lights in the rooms and all of that.
It's the very first time we've seen her get spooked over anything. And it literally spooked her.
Yeah, normally I'm the scaredy cat.
And, I think the smell is also a common thing, too. I mean, I've smelled my dad, and he's been gone for a few years. And I smelled my dad in the basement, and it was crazy. All of a sudden, you'll get the smell of.
That's what my dad. My dad's been gone. My dad's been gone for 28 years, and still, when I walk in my mom's house in her bedroom, I can still smell my father. Mm-hmm. I understand that.
Yeah, they're there. Brandi, you also started feeling sick. I hear that's a common thing too. If something is there, it could get you sick.
Yeah, whenever I tried, and some of the footage, unfortunately, it was glitching very badly that night, and we don't know why, but it cut out like all the footage of us walking into the hallway. It shows the part where the REM pod goes off, but then it completely glitched out of like Alicia is still filming, and I was attempting to walk in that room, and I just kind of stepped back. I don't remember stumbling, but she said that I did. I didn't feel like I physically got pushed out of that room, but I could tell whatever was in that room did not want me in there. And that's the first time I've ever felt like that. Like, it literally gave me chills.
There's another thing that happened in that video that you sent me, but I'm not going to say it now. We'll talk about it after we see the clip. Here is the dark hallway.
It's like straight up perfume.
Okay, we like smell perfume really strong, and
that smells not in there.
And that smell was not here earlier.
We've got somebody here with us. Well, it's a woman because I smell perfume. Am I correct? Are you a woman? The perfume that we smell, is it yours?
It don't smell like it in here.
No, but it is strong right here and in that room.
Shadow lady with perfume.
A shadow lady? Is that what somebody said? Did I see a shadow?
And then somebody said it's probably the woman in the pictures.
That perfume is strong.
Like, the perfume is so strong you can about taste it.
Yeah, that's why I went back in there. When you get to that rug right there, or like right on the wood part, you don't smell it.
Almost kind of like funeral flowers.
Will said like funeral flowers.
Crap.
What?
Too many rooms that are opened up. And
Y'all don't understand how creepy this hallway is.
What?
I don't know.
What is it? What?
I think the 7 just turned on.
I'm not pressed up against it though.
You'd have to press
No,
up
it's in the
with-
case.
I'm scared. You're not the one sitting here holding the bag. Something's in that room. I don't know.
Well, then let's stop and get over. Let's go back that way then.
All right.
The SB7 just come on.
Pull that out. The SB7's in that case.
The SB7 is in this bag, in this case,
I'm gonna throw up.
and it's come on by itself.
Let's go back this way.
Yeah, I don't get nervous, but I don't like that room. There was something in there. It didn't push me out, but it didn't want me in there.
She tried to go in this room, and whatever's in there will not let her come in.
Is there anyone here?
What?
My phone was in my pocket.
Will's phone was in his pocket, and it just fell out on the
Don't leave me.
floor.
Okay, look, keep the lock down this way.
Sorry. Like, it's getting crazy.
Do they understand the magnitude that it takes to turn this 7 on?
See the fingerprints on my phone case?
Are you okay?
Like a handprint right there.
Look on Will's phone. I don't know if y'all
Turn
can.
the flashlight or get the flashlight off of it. See the fingerprints?
Can y'all see the fingerprints on his phone?
It was literally in my pocket. Look, look. This is where it was at. My pocket. It was in my pocket.
Is there anybody here? Is there a reason you turned the SB7 on? Do you have something to say? Can you tell me your name, please?
A woman's voice said, "Please forgive me."
What did you do?
You don't know what you're doing?
What are you talking about? Do we need to move from this area?
Sounds like a woman crying.
Is something wrong with you? Are you needing help?
me, sit down and tell me.
You want me to sit down?
So, the phone coming out of your pocket. What did you feel when that was happening?
Well, I want to go ahead and get this out there. It definitely wasn't me because I'm holding one camera in one hand and I have another camera that I take pictures with in the other hand. So both my hands are tied up. Mm-hmm. Eleisha is to the left of me, and my pocket's on my right side, and she's filming for TikTok. So, and you see Brandi sitting in front of us. I didn't feel anything. It wasn't until it hit the floor that I knew something had failed. And I looked down, and there laid my phone on its face, and I was like, well, "This is weird." So I pick it up, and I think you heard me say, my phone just fell in my pocket. Mm-hmm. And when you pick it up, I've got one of those phone cases that you can't see fingerprints or anything on it. But for some reason, when I picked it up, it had fingerprints, like a 3 or 4 fingerprints on the back of it. Like somebody had reached in my pocket and pulled it out.
Yeah, because I noticed the fingerprints were so far up on the top of the phone, it was like near the camera. And you typically don't hold your phone up there. You typically hold your phone at the bottom.
Yeah.
And I'll say that he had on gym shorts, and the pockets in those gym shorts are deep. So it wasn't just like where he could just bend over just a little bit and then fall out. It was way down in that pocket.
Yeah, I mean, if you had it clipped to your belt, yeah, it could have fallen off if you bent.
Yeah, oh yeah.
If it was in your back pocket or something, it might have fallen out if you would have moved funny. But in gym shorts, like you said, those are deep shorts, and it would take a lot to get those. You weren't doing a handstand or anything, were you?
Oh, Lord, no. I'm 280 pounds. I'm not going to be standing on my head.
I don't know if you got scared enough sometime you might do it.
Although I think that if that would have happened to me, I think I might have checked out at that point. I mean, if something went in my pocket.
I got a little nervous. I'm 6'1", 280 pounds. I don't get scared of much, but I got a little shook up after that because I'm standing with my side to that doorway where she had just said she felt like something ran her off, basically. So I'm standing right there at that doorway, and I already feel uncomfortable. And then that happens. I'm like, just keep filming. It's good. We're good.
Okay, so we had the dark hallway. The next one is the you're doing another EVP. You had a lot more. It seems like as the night goes on, you're getting a lot more interactions here. Like we said before, this one is another good one. You have the cat balls going off again. That sounded weird. More breathing on the EVP, and then a phone gets knocked off the chair.
Cat ball.
Cat ball.
Oh, the cat ball. What did I put? Oh, something got knocked off the chair. Okay, the cat ball got knocked off the chair, and you didn't quite get that on camera. I don't think you got your reaction to it.
Yeah, both of us. When Eleisha was on live, and I went back to watch my footage, I was just shy of where that arm was, and she was just shy of where the chair sat because it was on a separate chair from where Brandi was sitting.
Mm-hmm.
No, Eleisha was shy of the cat ball, but before that, she had moved the phone some. Like I said, we were on filming that night live, and we had so many glitches that night. It frustrated me when I went back to watch the footage because if you listen, you can hear Eleisha asking, "Did anybody see that cat ball fall off or get knocked off like it did?" Mm-hmm. And there were people that said, "Yes, we saw it," but it glitched so bad it cut out seconds, and I'm just like, "Are you serious?" When I go back and watch it, I'm like, "We missed those couple of seconds." Just like in the hallway, when I felt like nothing, whatever it was, didn't want me in that hallway, she was filming me. So it glitched out, me walking to the doorway and then stumbling back because I felt like I didn't need to be in that room.
So one thing I thought when you were saying that it was glitching when we were texting back and forth and I was watching this, I wonder if it was glitching or if the spirit didn't want you to see this.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
That's what I think.
Because we never had any complications filming or anything until we went back she went back and watched the footage and was like, "What happened here?" And so I think it was the spirits there. Especially, I think it was more Sarah playing games with us, in my opinion.
I think in that seance room, which is where the big table is, I think it was more Thomas that we picked up on during the Estes session. So it was
Here
crazy.
is that video. Enjoy it.
If you're still here with us, can you set one of our devices off? We have a flashlight, a REM pod, 3 cat balls.
Is it going off again? Oh.
Yep. This is what it was doing earlier when we were in here. You're setting that off for it to go all the way to red.
That's a new battery and all that.
Yeah. Is it okay if we do another EVP? Because if you're sitting beside me, then that's where the breathe here. I'm going to put this in front of you, buddy. Is that okay? Can we do this one more time? Can I ask why you were following me? Is there something that you have to say? Can you tell me your name? Let's do it again. Can I ask why you were following me? Is there something that you have to say? Can you tell me your name? Sounds like somebody's just sitting over there breathing. Is that what it sounded like? It didn't sound as heavy as it did on the last one.
This is you. Can you touch the REM pod for us? Thomas, you were in here earlier.
Are you still with us?
Is this Thomas from earlier? What happened?
Something knocked it off the chair.
Where was it at?
On the arm.
Holy sh!
It went underneath there.
Did y'all get that? You got that on camera, didn't you?
What?
Oh, crikey.
Something just knocked that off.
Huh?
Let's see if I got that on video.
Me too.
Jesus.
Why do I want to go under there and get it? That was friggin' knocked off. Like, what is the deal? Your phone gets knocked out of your pocket. Was it the flashlight that got knocked off before? Why do I have to do this? Let me have your flashlight.
As soon as you asked if this was Thomas
That's why
from
it's
earlier,
always safe to wear pants on an investigation rather than
Will was
shirt or a dress or
looking.
something.
Will was looking back at footage, and as soon as I said, "Is this Thomas from earlier?" is when it got knocked off.
I swear, if her hand comes out and grabs me, we're gonna have problems.
Find
Okay.
something to stick under there.
I'm gonna do this. You be nice. I'm being nice. Our spotter lives in there.
there's no reason that should have rolled off by itself because it's been sitting there the whole time.
No, it didn't roll
That's what
off.
I'm saying.
It was friggin' knocked
But when
off.
I went back and looked at the footage, as soon as she said if this was Thomas from earlier,
It got knocked off.
boom. Literally within like simultaneously.
Why does it have to be beside me? Why can't it be beside you?
I think something's following you.
Well, don't tell me that. That doesn't make me feel any better about myself.
Mal said she needs a
Actually-
doctor.
actually-
Okay.
Hang on, listen.
Just helps.
Yeah, that didn't just roll off the chair. That was friggin' knocked off the chair. Can I
So-
try this? Thomas, if this is you here with us, can you let us know? Were you the one that knocked the cat ball off a minute ago? Aggressively? Do you not like us being in this room? Okay, the cat ball went off. When I ask you that, does that mean you don't like us being in here? Can you set the other cat ball off? Or the REM pod? Keep that eye on you, buddy. Let's see what it sounds like.
I'll put it close to it, but I'll finally.
Thomas, if this is you here with us, can you let us know? Were you the one that knocked the cat ball off a minute ago? Aggressively? Do you not like us being in this room? Okay, the cat ball went off. When I ask you that, does that mean you don't like us being in here? Can you set the other cat ball off?
So again, that cat ball falling off the chair, I would have been out the door, I think.
I was ready to.
She looked like she was about to the way she moved back in that chair. So
I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah,
And
it sounded so loud when on camera. It didn't seem like it was a small cat ball, but I guess your reaction made it a little.
It was loud there in person.
Yeah, because to me, the cat ball had just rolled off the arm of the chair. It would have just hit the floor right there. I don't think that it would have made such a loud noise. But it got knocked off back, and you could see how far I was away from that chair. Mm-hmm. Just scooting back. And that cat ball landed like at the corner of one of the chair legs. So that's how far it was knocked off that chair, the arm of the chair.
Now, see, when you bent down to pick that up, that's when I would have been, messing with you. Start moving things around down there, and oops.
Well, it rolled under the dresser.
Yeah. And then they're all like, "Are you going to get it?" And I'm like, "Sure. Why not?"
It rolled underneath the dresser, and she's like, "If a hand comes out, I'm done."
That's because y'all sent me to do this stuff. You're like, "It's over there, more to the right." And I'm like, "Thanks."
I was
guys.
filming. I had a good excuse.
She was filming too, so that was her excuse. Yeah. Next time, hand me the camera and you can go.
You get grabbed. We got to get on camera.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
Okay, so the last video we have here is in the dining room table. Now, here you have a guest on with on TikTok with you guys, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So how's that working? Eleisha, you have the camera for the TikTok. And explain how this is all working out here, because it looked like, Brandi, you had headphones on and you were listening to the Spirit or something.
Yeah, she was doing the SB7 box, doing the Estes session, and a friend of ours wanted to come on and ask questions.
Okay.
So I had brought him in the box, and he was doing Estes with her while I was filming it.
Okay, and Brandi, you couldn't hear what was going on at all in the room, could you?
No. Whenever we have our 7 turned on, the max volume you can go to is 30. And we keep it on 30. And then our headphones that we have on, those are maxed out. So I couldn't, when you have those on, you can't hear anything at all.
Again, another opportunity to scare her.
Oh, they do when they tap me out from Estes. I mean, you can just lightly touch me and I'm going to jump every time. So I get scared out of it every time. So
I've got that on camera several times.
And the part of it, they were talking about the Blanchette from the Ouija board. Do you guys use Ouija boards in your investigations?
No.
Yeah, that's...
No.
It's just something me personally, I just don't want no part of. I just don't.
Yeah. That those can be dangerous. I mean, you're asking for trouble, I think, when you use those things. So
yeah, that's my opinion.
I mean, there's
it could be a good trigger object to use.
Yeah.
But I don't. Yeah, I certainly wouldn't do that.
In theory, some people say that the 7, like using the spirit box like we do, some people say in theory it's the exact same thing because you're inviting something to come through and talk to you. Mm-hmm. Is essentially what you're doing when you do Estes like that. And I had never thought about it that way. And someone had mentioned it that night, and I was like,
yeah,
I never thought about it like that.
So that brings me to this question: Have you guys ever had attachments after any investigations or anything?
we joke about this, but it could be true for all we know. Where was it we come across Stanley at
The cemetery.
No, the first time.
At the Opera House.
We were at an opera house, which is now a movie theater in Cynthiana, Kentucky, and we had Stanley come through several times, and we were at a not long after that. We went to Charlotte, North Carolina, to support another paranormal team. They had a movie premiere, and we found a graveyard out of the blue, and we thought we'd check it out while we were there, since we took our equipment with us just in case. And we set up everything, and the K2 meter and the REM pod were going nuts. And somebody brought up the name Stanley, and then the REM pod went red and yellow, and the K2 meter spiked to red. And there's been several other times, even at Thomas' house, we've joked about Stanley and equipment has went off. So whether or not we have Stanley with us from the Opera House in Cynthiana, Kentucky, I don't know. Luckily, nothing's happened here at the house, but
That's good.
that's the only thing. That's the only thing as far as attachments we've come close to.
That's good.
that we know of.
So, well, here let's play the dining room video here.
Around these three people at this table. See that box on the table? You can talk through it to let people know what you have to say. Can you tell us your name?
There's a message
What kind of message do you have to send to us?
right there.
Right where? Were you the one that was touching the box that was lighting up a little bit ago on the table?
Hello?
Hello, how are you? Were you the one that was playing with the little
I'm ready.
lights on it? What are you ready for exactly? Are you saying you wasn't ready before I started talking?
Answer.
I'm trying to get one from you. Yes. Can you tell us your name?
Ask.
I've been asking. Can you tell us your name? Can you tell us what year it is? Can you touch Brandi for us? Let her know that you're in the room.
We are going in there.
Where are you going?
Focus.
That's what I kind of need you to do right now, because we're trying to figure out what your name is.
It's me. I need to see you.
If you walk over to Eleisha, you can look in the box she's holding. You can see me.
It just said MFer.
It's not very nice of you.
This is kind of freaky. Hey,
Still waiting to hear what your name is.
it said the B word.
The B word. She's 12. Say it how you hear it, woman.
I'm warning you. Did somebody walk by me?
Nobody's got up.
I felt like a breeze or something behind me.
I did feel a breeze hit me in the face.
Why is she asking like she can hear?
I don't know. Well, I answered
If she can
her.
hear us, if she can hear us, then
Why are you asking questions about walking by you? You can't hear us.
Oh.
Well, I answered like you can hear me.
Did y'all were sitting?
I felt a breeze hit me in the face.
We haven't moved.
I'm scared being here. Something just touched my leg.
okay. So earlier I asked you if you would touch Brandi. Is that your response, or is it too late for that?
It's like it tapped on it.
Okay.
Was that something knocking on the wall?
One.
Yeah, did you hear that too?
Something knocked on the wall just now.
Ouija board. That was clear. It just said use it. use it.
We're not using the Ouija board.
The people that are surrounded.
So, feeling a breeze, is that kind of common in these investigations that you guys do?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like you can definitely feel if something's walking behind you or around you. And I think it's because, in my opinion, most of the time, if it happens to me, I'm usually under estus. Mm-hmm. So I can really feel it because, you know, when you're under estus, you're like completely zoned out. Mm-hmm. You're focused on whatever's coming through that box that you're supposed to be listening for. So when something, in my experience, when something feels out of place or I feel something, I'll say it because I'm like, that shouldn't have happened. Or if it did you guys feel the same thing? And then there's one time I asked if they were up moving or something, and they told me no, which I don't know why I asked because I had the headphones on and I knew I wasn't going to be able to hear them. I didn't even take the headphones off to ask. I was just like...
You can hear me in the video say, why is she talking to us? She can't even hear us answer her back.
It just kind of came out.
Force of habit, I guess. And something touching your leg. Did you ever anything come of that, or?
Yeah, I was under estus then too. I felt like something touched my leg under the table, and I was sitting with my right leg crossed over my left. Later on, after that, maybe like 30 minutes or so, we took a break and went upstairs to our room to chill out for a few minutes because we were kind of recovering from all the stuff that was happening physically with our equipment. And I had my leg crossed in that room, and you could see like you couldn't literally see the fingerprints part, but you could see two lines on my leg, like where it got touched. And it almost looked like it was bruised, but a couple hours later, it was gone. So I don't know. It was just, I don't know if it was a coincidence or what happened, but that was the exact same spot that I felt something touch me.
Whoa.
And Vince, that was on TikTok asking us questions, he had previously asked for something to touch me to let them know that something was there with us. And I didn't catch that until I went back to watch the footage.
Mm-hmm. Did when he was asking the spirit his or her name, did you get any names out of that?
Yeah, we got Thomas through.
Thomas? Okay.
And then, and 7 came through a few times. So we've gathered it was a 7-year-old boy named Thomas. There were a few curse words said, something like, a kid would say.
Yeah, Thomas had a bad mouth that night.
Yeah, you wouldn't say it though. I heard you say the MFer and the B word.
I'm so used to doing it because material on there is sensitive sometimes, so you kind of have to watch what you say. I mean, I probably would have been just fine saying those words, but I'm so used to doing it for like prior that it just comes out that way.
I'm the only one don't have a problem saying anything.
That's awesome. Well, guys, I really appreciate you guys taking the time. A lot of great stuff from the Thomas House, and I really appreciate you guys sharing that with me on here and doing your stuff on TikTok. It's really very interesting and fun to watch.
We love it, and it's a hobby for us to get out there and share things that we see, and also to bring truth and light to more of the paranormal side of things. Like I said, we're humble people, we're real people. We don't fake anything. We don't set nothing up. That's why we go live for 6-7 hours, because what we're seeing is what you're seeing, and that's just how we are.
That's awesome. And a lot of people, I guess, other shows and stuff, they just don't believe it, and they see you guys, and hopefully they're believing that, and you guys are putting out good stuff. So
we appreciate that. We appreciate you having us on.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you guys. My thanks to Will, Brandi, and Eleisha from Paranormal Trio. I had fun talking to you guys. You can find them on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and I'll have their links all in the show notes. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, as well as the Paranormal Trio. Also, please send me your paranormal stories at paranormalamongus72@gmail.com. That's paranormalamongus72@gmail.com, and I'll get them on a future episode. Until next time, everyone, stay safe out there, and I will see you on the next episode of Paranormal Among Us.